Good morning, everybody. This is Dom Limited here, and we are going to finish up this laptop. I got the air conditioning finally set up in the office. It's about 90 degrees in here right now, so we'll close these updates off for the time being, and we'll go ahead and run a quick system scan. Hold on, quit poking around here. So now we're just going to let it do its. Maybe I should turn the light away. There, you can kind of see that a little better. Looks like I got the stream to myself, but that's all right. Anybody that wants to watch it, they can come back at a later time and look at it. Whew. It's not bad. Only 3.2 gigs of junk, 2,630 privacy traces. So once this computer is completely done, and I went through and did a complete shakedown of it and cleaned cache files and crap out of it, more than likely by tomorrow the customer should be able to come and pick it up. It is a nice computer. Like I stated, I would definitely recommend this model of computer, but not in the i3. You would want it in the i5 or the i7. So basically, I'll kind of get into the gist of it a little bit. The computer that one lady bought, so I took it over to her business and I've plugged everything in, turned it on, and the only thing that was kind of embarrassing was when I was working on it and all of a sudden the power went out. I was in the middle of installing their special software, and it corrupted the computer to where the software will not install correctly. And I have never worked with this software before. It's the kind of software that you would use for checking employees in and out, kids in and out. It's a very simple program once you get all the bugs worked out of it and you get everything set up and configured correctly. Basically, how it works is all you do is push the power button on the computer, let the computer go through the BIOS, boot into Windows, come up to the desktop, and then there's a program that initiates itself once it reaches that point, and it automatically brings up the screen. And then all you got to do is just put your fingerprint on the biometric USB scanner, and it puts it in the system saying, okay, so-and-so just entered the building at such and such a time. And then when they leave, they sign themselves out. Then it states saying, so-and-so left the building at like 4:25 p.m. Because once you initiate yourself in the system, then the door system that's tied into it through a I/O port, which is on a serial connection, because the door has a magnetic pressure switch And that and there's also a doorbell system that's tied into that computer. And then down on the other end of the building, in the utility closet, the main brains, like the power supply and the kill switch, are down in a utility closet. So it's actually, I guess you could say it's more complex than I than how I presented it, because you got two earphones tied into it. You got a pressure switch tied into that computer. So there's more to it than meets the eye. You would think that it would be on a server, but pretty much that desktop PC manages that whole system for that part of it anyway. The database is a cloud-based portion, so basically, and that's not even stored on site. That's the company that runs or sponsors the app holds that data. It's not how I would do that, but that system's been in place for at least the last decade. So usually that's how it goes sometimes when you're on a job site and stuff just doesn't quite work out the way you want it to. But for some reason, right when I was in the middle of that install, power went out for a quick or a second, but it was enough time to kill the computer. And then once you got it going again, the install would just kind of sit there and stall. And then once it got to a certain point, then it would execute itself and it wouldn't finish the install. And I thought, well, I've seen this before, but the only time I seen it was when running where the antivirus would interfere with the installation of a software program. Because there was a customer that stopped in here a few weeks ago with two different laptops, a Dell and an Acer, and I did not film those because he was here and his daughter was here, and that would be kind of awkward filming. Well, they were uncomfortable enough with me having surveillance cameras running in here. I said that's for everybody's safety and my safety and landlord safety and anybody else that comes in. I said I can't turn the security cameras off or the ones outside. I won't do that. So fortunately, I had to walk away from it because if I sat there any longer, Phil farting with it, I would look like a complete idiot. So she was going to try to figure it out, and then as soon as I was walking out the door, she says, "Oh, do you got any more computers for sale?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got a few extra for sale." I'm like, "What are you looking for?" And she says, "Oh, I'm looking for something to replace my cheap plasticky Toshiba laptop for the lounge." And I'm like, "Oh, I got just the one for you then." So one sale today and one sale by the end of the week. So that is not bad. We're kind of we're starting to turn things around this for the end of the month. So I can't complain. Things are good. Can't look at things in a negative perspective. You got to look at things from a positive perspective. Life is too short to worry about every little thing. You just take things one day at a time, and when you cross that bridge, you cross that bridge. It's not just because you don't get something in one day doesn't mean that you'll never get it. You got to work hard at it, and eventually you will succeed. I'm kind of excited because at the end of the week there's going to be an estate sale and then 2 yard sales. It has been so long since I've been to an estate sale. I gotta get something to drink. I'll get it in a minute. And there's 2 yard sales. Even though that everybody's worried about wearing a mask and wearing a hazmat suit, and there's somebody that called me the other day that was like, I could use some computer service, and I'm like, okay, what time works best for you? And he says, well, he says, under one condition. I'm like, what's that? He says, not only do I want you to wear a mask, he says, but I want you to wear a hazmat suit, an oxygen tank with your own air supplies, and wear a face shield and all that stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to put on a hazmat suit to come over to your house. And I'm not putting on an oxygen tank just so I don't pollute the air. I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's ridiculous. A mask, I could see that, but a whole hazmat suit with a face shield completely and everything. No, if if you're if people are that afraid of the COVID, then there's something wrong. If you're that afraid, because I refuse to put on a hazmat suit in 80-degree weather with 70-some% humidity. You know how hot that would be if you had to go on a service call with wearing a hazmat suit to somebody's house. Not only would that be embarrassing to get out of your vehicle and look like but you look like a nut. Now, if you're a nuclear technician or something, and you're going to a nuclear power plant, yeah, that's different. But I'm not going to a nuclear power plant. I'm going to somebody's house to do computer service, and I should not have to need a hazmat suit. So we're going to do a quick reboot of this machine, and we'll see how fast. Well, we also got a few updates along the way. So even a mask, I'm kind of, when it's that hot out, problem with the mask is you trap all the moisture, and you could actually give yourself bronchitis or pneumonia, because those masks don't breathe very well. And there's some people out there that have COPD. There's some that have emphysema, and some that have heart problems, and they need all the air that they can get. So all the stores that are mandating people to wear masks, they should allow a medical exemption. Anybody that's got medical problems that can't wear a mask shouldn't wear one then. Because if it's going to cause them to have a heart attack or cause them to have or if they got asthma or something, you can't force them to wear a mask. Because it could make their health conditions a lot worse. No, I don't have, personally myself, I don't have any of those conditions, but just the principle of having to wear a mask, I'm not playing into the fear of the virus. Anybody else wants to do that, they can wear a mask, but I'm not really interested in doing that. And there's people that have commented to me saying, well, it wouldn't kill you to wear a mask, or it won't hurt you, you won't die. No, it's just, I got my principles and I gotta stand my ground. I'm just glad that we don't have military officials marching in the street and stuff like that. That state of Washington is in for real turmoil. That's all I can say. Well, if I get lucky this summer and I make enough, I might just buy a ThinkPad from Amazon, or if somebody. It seems like the problem is when I go on Craigslist and I'm finding computers for the price I want to pay, then you call the people and they blow you off, or they say, "Sure, come on by," or they give you some address that doesn't exist, or there are people that you know from years ago, and they're embarrassed to have you come over and buy it. That's the kind of luck I seem to be running into, because a couple of months ago there's a HP EliteBook 8470 P that the price is right. It was only like 60 some dollars. It's in mint condition. It came from a technical college because the guy even stated that it came from one. But as soon as I called him, I never heard anything back from him. So evidently, either he didn't want to sell it to me, or he didn't really want to part with it. I guess I wouldn't say I'm a hoarder, but I just kind of like to collect different models of different computers and mess with them for a while and then get something different slightly. I still got my eye on Omnitechs with Pentium 3s and Pentium 2s and Pentium 1s, and even those with Pentium 4s in them. I still got my eye on those, and if anybody in the viewing audience has one that's in working condition, let me know. I'd be able to bargain with you, or maybe trade something. But it has to be in working condition. Or if it even was a MPC Client Pro computer or a Quantex or Gateway 2000. I kind of got an itch for a finished computer. Who knows, maybe this summer I'll find one at a yard sale. That's in fully working condition. Because I have one customer, I don't even know if he wants to do any more business with me, but he's looking for a Windows 98 gaming machine, and I have not had any luck turning one up. I had a few here that came in, but they were pretty much dead as doornails. So that's the sad thing about those old computers. Sometimes the caps explode, or the capacitors get bloated, or the boards just kind of give out, or they burn up. You gotta be careful what you're looking for when it comes to vintage computers and even new stuff. After 1 year of school with the technical college that I went to, I bought HP EliteBooks and they bought HP Elite. They had so many problems with them, and I'm like, why do you keep buying them if you know that they're gonna crap out after a month? And they said, well, we're gonna stick with these that keep breaking down. We've been buying this kind for the last decade, and we're just gonna keep buying stuff that's not gonna last. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why not try a Dell? Get like a Optiplex or a Precision, or get a Lenovo Think Center or Think Stations. And they said, oh, we can't do that. We got to stick with HPs because HPs is what we prefer, and we don't care if we go through a lot of them. We just like to spend lots and lots of money on computers that only last for a little while. And I'm like, well, it's your money. Actually, thinking about it's your taxpayers' money that's being blown on stuff like that. Logically, if I was running that IT department, or if I was the IT director, I would, if I had that many issues with a product like that, I would go to something else before wasting money on junk that's only going to last. It's not a good track record if you got 75 computers out of 100 that you buy that the motherboards go out on, or the power supplies burn up, or they physically catch fire. It's not a good track record. I'll give you that. So now we're going to put driver booster on here, because I don't think the last guy that worked on this ever did any of that. But I shouldn't really care what other IT departments do, but logically, it's like cars. If you buy like a Chevy truck or something, for instance, I had a cousin that actually bought one like 2 years ago, and as soon as he got it home, the truck stalled out right in front of his house, and then the dealer that he bought it from said, "Oh, the warranty just ran out," and he says, "What are you talking about? This is a brand new truck." And they said, "Well, did you read the fine print?" And he says, "Well, the fine print said 30 days." And they said, "Well, that doesn't apply to you because you didn't buy the most expensive model. You only bought the base model. So the base model doesn't apply to that clause. So you're on your own." And well, even though it was like a 30-some thousand-dollar truck, it was just a tradesman pickup truck or the work truck package. Maybe it was the LS. I think it was the LS package. And I don't know if they still make the work truck package. It was a pretty primitive truck for today's standards. Other than that, he wanted the 8-foot bed with the 6.6 power or Duramax diesel, and then he pretty much the only major accessory that he was going to buy for it was a camper cap on the back. He didn't want the fancy rims. He just wanted the steel wheels with the hubcaps. And actually, that's actually the better way to go than the rims, because the rims have a bad tendency of leaking. So I've been there, I've done it. I had one car. Actually, I got two cars that currently have steel wheels on them, or the rims. And I'm not talking my van. I sort of got another one that I'm at my place for the time being. A little Focus, like 2006. I would have to say it's pretty much the fully loaded. It's the FCS, but it's not actually technically. It's not really under my name. It's just the relatives that they left with me for the time being until they can come and get it. Other than the fact that they told me I could drive it if I wanted to, so I've been driving it around a little bit, and so it's. I like the. Let me put it this way: I like to look at the newer Focus from like 2015 and on. Especially the hatchback wagon style Focuses. So we're gonna mute this. And even I have to admit, I do like Chevy products somewhat. I like Probably my favorite is the Impala, the Caprice, police car, the Tahoe, or not the new one, but the one from like 2000 or the mid 2000s. Not from 2007, but earlier. I kind of like that look. Or the GMC Yukon, rather. And I like the CK 1520. I like the trucks from the 90s. Not the one from 2000, but the look of the generation before. I think that's the CK 1500s, the CK 25 and CK 3500s. That was my favorite era of trucks. Don't ask me why, but I like the Detroit diesel engines that were in there, especially the 6.5. Even the Suburbans that had them, you put a straight pipe on there, they had a decent sound. And even for a Ford, the only Ford truck I would buy is the F-250 with the 7.3 power-stroke diesel. And I'd have a turbo on there. There's some guys out there that just have the straight pipe, but they don't have the spool that goes along with it. If I had a straight pipe, I would want the spooling effect. And no, I would not roll cold the truck. I would drive it normally, but I wouldn't sit there and burn rubber either, like some idiots out there that do. But basically, at this point in time, a minivan is more than practical for what I'm using it for. Other than the only thing that limitations is I cannot tow an 8,000-pound trailer with it, let alone move one very much. Not only does it weigh down the van, but don't ever use a 7,500-pound hitch to move an 8-ton trailer. Basically, the flat surface that amounts to the bar, I pretty much cracked that out of my own stupidity. So, if you're going to move heavy trailers, definitely buy a hitch that's good for like 12,000 plus pounds. They're expensive. They're probably about $50, $60, $70, $80. But you want to make sure that your vehicle that you're going to be doing that with is rated for that tonnage. Like you probably want like a half-ton or three-quarter-ton pickup truck for that application. I wouldn't mess with the Ford Ranger, especially not the new ones. You can't tow half of what you used to or can't tow half of what you could with the older Rangers. So we'll close out of the web browser. We'll see what we got here. It's already starting to feel comfortable when you're ready. So that's good. I guess the Chevy Canyons or Colorados are okay. I see a lot of those on the road. So basically, as far as trucks and stuff go, I am a Dodge guy. So if I was going to buy a Dodge truck, it'd either be a D250 or W250 with a 5.9 Cummins. I would get one either from 91 to 93, or a 94 to 2500 with the 5.9 Cummins up until 2001. If it was a Ford or Chevy or Dodge or GMC, it would still have to have the extended cab and an 8-foot bed, but not all jacked up with goofy tires on there. When you had pickup truck or guys with trucks that jack them up so high, not only does that wreck the suspension of the truck, but the truck was never designed for that application, and it just ruin. Not only will it ruin your truck, but it could be dangerous if you don't do it correctly. So let's go ahead and finish out. Well, the church I'm employed for tomorrow, I gotta go for a consultation in town tomorrow with a new client, and then at 12:30 in the afternoon, the HVAC technician is gonna train us elders at the church how to use the air conditioning system that just got installed. So maybe I'll make a video on that eventually, on how that works. It's those Panasonic split unit air conditioning systems. So that should be exciting. Well, I think we're going to end the stream on this note, because this is going to take a while. There's not really much I can show with this computer, because there's a lot of confidential stuff on here. Files and documents, pictures and stuff. So sorry that we can't make an actual product review on this computer, but at least you were able to come along for the journey of doing the RAM expansion and doing remedial tasks of doing maintenance of the system right now. So God bless everybody. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the hot weather if you're in Wisconsin. And we will see you next time.